Hey, welcome everyone. Welcome to this video. Welcome to the new season in PRL Season 2 2024. My name is Arnaud Genet. I'm a Chief Road Steward for PRL and also Director. Today we're going to take a look at some guidelines and rules modification for the current season. So to start off, of course, our mission at PRL is to provide fun, fair, and competitive racing for everyone. That's why we have so many great different series and strength of fields. And as for the stewards team, which I manage, it means transparency. So that's my commitment to you drivers, to expect transparency from our stewards office. Of course, stewarding is a team sport, so we have multiple stewards around the team to make the decisions. We're gonna review the process in a few seconds, but as you can notice, we have a collection of different drivers from the PRL management team and also drivers that are actually participating in the series. So for obvious reasons, if one of those guys would be involved in an incident, they would be removed from the decision of that specific decision, and of course it also includes me. So as for season 2, there are no rule changes to our sporting regulation. However, there's new stuff coming in PRL and also in iRacing in a few past weeks. It's been a bit crazy, but rain is now available in the iRacing system or service, and we will also support it at PRL. Now, as for the stewards, of course, rains, puddles, and spray will not absolve drivers from responsibility, right? So we won't accept anything such as, well, I didn't see him since there was so much spray, so I ran into him, right? So we are expecting the best of you around the track to be safe, to take into consideration the track conditions as you are normally doing with lap 1 incidents, for example, when the tires are cold. So you have to maintain control of your vehicle. As for cornering rooms, cornering room and right to overlap, no change there. Again, there's 3 zones. We are defining 3 zones in the corner. So the braking zone, the red part, cornering in the yellow, and then blue at the exit. So of course, we are considering turning point as a reference, so that when there's multiple drivers battling for position, you have to have overlap in the turning point to claim corner room. Such as this example here, the red car would not have overlap and therefore would not go on the inside and probably collide with the car in front, right? So again, drive safe around the same people around. You will drive against the same people around week after week, so be careful and also be respectful to your fellow competitors. So for PRL, we also have a lot of incidents because we have such a large fields. But in general, what we are looking for is safe drivers when it comes to recovering from an incident. So when you're in an accident, in a crash, or you're going off track, so you have to regain control of the car. So hold on to your brakes. If you're spinning, it tends to make you a lot more predictable. Look at the gaps on the relative F3, if I remember well. If there's some space on the track, and then rejoin parallel to the racetrack to avoid further chaos. As for guidelines, the stewarding is their stewards team is using a passive stewarding system, which means just like the official service is doing. So roughly you have You can protest incidents after the race. You have to do so if you want us to take a look at it. You have 48 hours to submit the replay after the end of the race. And most of the time we are awarding championship points penalties and race or season suspension when it comes to very bad things. Of course, when it comes to protesting, before submitting a protest right away, assume the best from drivers around you. Most of the people are running here season after season, so they know what kind of stewarding we're giving, what kind of guidelines we're offering, and what PRL, how PRL is fun to drive in. So assume the best from the drivers around you. Ask questions, empathize, talk to the other drivers, make sure that you have watched a replay over and over, multiple angles before submitting, and also ask yourself what you could have done better to avoid the incident on the next race, right? So just a self-reflection before protesting, but also if you feel like an action has been taken on the service, on the league that needs to be reported, please do so. I will review it with great pleasure. So stewarding process, no real modification here. So the process is pretty straightforward. So you have to submit a protest within the 48 hours, just like I mentioned. You have to submit also the .rpy, so the replay file from iRacing. It provides us all the angles required, so make sure you have plenty of time before the incident and after the incident, so we can review kind of context of the incident itself. I will also make a short video on to cover all the angles for the league to see, so that's the transparency part. And of course, this will be made available on Discord. Finally, stewards will review and vote on what they feel needs to be the resolution of the outcome of the protest, and we'll make this again visible on Discord. And finally, if you want to appeal, then of course you can do so. You also have a 24 hours window to appeal a decision. Penalty matrix, no real change here, so again I'll go over this very quickly. So we have 3 levels of penalty, so roughly warnings, minors, and majors. What needs to be mentioned here is, just like I mentioned a bit earlier, lap 1 incidents are a bit bumped up in the penalty points because they tend more to happen, and also we want to avoid ruining people's race, such in the in the beginning of the race, right, in a short time. So we want people to be careful around others at all times, but especially when the pack is very tight. So be careful around the cars on lap 1. Major penalties, nothing really to mention. If you feel like it's a major or something very bad, such as horrible rejoin, any voluntary contacts or stuff like that, we don't mess with these guys. This won't be tolerated at all. And of course, we are involving, or at least we are evaluating some different factors. So of course, we have a history of drivers, different other factors such as aggression, severity, how many cars were involved, and also the strength of field. So our expectations for higher strength of field is definitely higher. So that's pretty much it for the stewarding guidelines for me today. So please enjoy season 2 at PRL, and hope to not see you in the steward's office. Have a nice day, everyone. Have a great season.